Okay, hello. So let's start with the solution, the problem which I have given you in the last class. Okay, so let's go to the problem. So we'll start with the first problem. So first problem, so see, any problem which you are going to solve, that should be divided into three steps. First step is to, you have to read the questions properly, you have to read the input, output. So whatever questions is given, you have to read 2 to 3 times, you have to divide that questions. You have to read that word by word. Okay, understand the question, what exactly the question is asking for. Okay, what is the problem statement basically. Then second step you have to go, like what are the things, what are the tools, or what are the methods, and what are the steps I'll follow, and what are to follow that steps, each steps what I have to recommend from the JavaScript, so that that problem will get solved. Because any problem if you are going to solve, it doesn't mean like you have like definite solution. One problem have multiple solutions. So in that multiple solution, you have to define your own way, on step by step procedure. That is only programming. Okay, so you have to write step by step procedure in proper language, in your language, in English language. Like, okay, this step I'll do this, this step I'll do this, with this I'll get this, then I'll pass like this in the next step. So like this, one flow chart or kind of algorithms you have to write, step by step you have to write in English language. Then after that you have to convert that into the code. So last stage is to write the code. See, many people I saw, like they will directly read the question, they'll start writing the code. No, writing code should be the last. Code when we have to write, when you got the solution by in your own mind, in with your steps, then you can go write the code. Okay, that should be the three steps to be followed for any problem. Okay, so let's start with first problem. So first problem says write a function. So basically you have to write a function. So I'll just write it here. Okay, okay, so what they are telling, they are telling to write a function. So you have to create a function. You are able to see. Okay, that takes array as an argument. So takes input array. Okay, that function basically takes input as array. Okay, and returns length of the longest word. So basically it has to return length of longest word. So length of longest word means this is the return statement, right? So basically input is this one, output is this one. Okay, so and you know it takes array as an input. So array, we understood by the return statement that it has string value inside that array. Okay, now you should see the input. So input is array, right? So array, input is array. So basically we are just saying like return the longest word. Which word has the longest? Okay, return the longest word, length of the longest word, sorry, length of the longest word, not the longest word, not the word itself, which has the highest length, that only return. So basically we have to return in number format, right? Number format. So what you have to return? Return the length. Okay, so each data will have the length, right? Each element will have its own length, right? So basically we are going to talk to length. So basically we have to, each element length we have to find. Okay, each element length we have to find. That is one thing we have to get. Next step, we have to check whether the element length is greater than another element length. So we have to check if length is greater than existing length. Okay, so that you have to check. If it completes all the element, then return the largest length, right? Return the largest length. Okay, so this should be the basically procedure. So now you understood, like it's an array, so you have to get each element length. So basically to get each element length, we have to do looping. So I'll just copy this, okay, and we'll follow the steps and we'll go and create. Okay, so I'll just close this folder. I'll make this zoom so that you'll be able to see. Okay, the problem statement is here. Okay, so we have to create a function, right? So create a functions that takes input as an array and return longest word. So okay, so let's create a function. So I'm just creating a function. I'll just make it more big. It will be good for you to see. Okay, so function. So basically our function is to return longest length of the longest word. So I'll just write the name as longest length word. Okay, something meaningful I'll give. Okay, something meaningful. So function we have created. Then we'll just write. So one array it's returning, right? One basically it taking the input as array. So I'll just write one variable name, which is at least the list of the word I can just write. So I can just write word list. If I'll write word list as a name, no, so understood like list in itself is a array, right? Because list means it's a like a collection of some element. So the variable name itself is to define like, okay, it takes array or it takes number. So like that, it should automatically defines. So basically parameter name as written, I have written word list. Okay, so that I have written. Okay, now we have to find the length of the longest word, but we don't know which word is the longest one. So for that, what will happen? We'll create one variable and we'll make this as a longest. Okay, so let's create a longest 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 length word. Okay, I'm creating longest length word. Okay, and I'm making it as 0 because we don't know which length is longest length, right? Now what I have to do, I have to get, in order to get the length of the each element, first I have to loop that element, right? Loop that array. So I'll just loop let item of, what is that, word length, word list, basically, because word list is the array, right? This array item of I am doing. And now first of all I have to calculate each word length. So already we know all are string, so I'll just take it as length equal to item dot length. Fine, so we have got length, so I'll just write element length, element length. Okay, so each element length we have found. Now we have to check this longest length. So first of all I'm taking John. So John has length as 4. Okay, so I'm taking as first element John. Okay, so John has element 4. Now say length 4. So 4 is greater than longest length because longest length is 0. So every time we'll compare with longest length. So I'll check if John 4 length is greater than longest length. It's a true because 4 is always greater than 0. So what I'll check, if, okay, element length, sorry, if, yeah, element length is greater than longest length word. If it is greater, means basically if John length, John word length is greater than this longest length, that means now longest length will change from 0 to 4. So what will happen? Longest length word will be changed to element length. Okay, that's it. Now next, if not, then skip it. Let's suppose if not, if let's suppose this is 4 and another is, let's suppose 2. So 2 is less than longest word, so nothing to calculate. Again go to next iteration, that much only. So now after this we have to return longest length, longest word length. Now see, now just pass this. Okay, here not inside, not for loop. I have done mistake here. Not inside for loop, after closing for loop. Okay, so let's take the two examples. Okay, two examples, and let's check with the two elements. So let's suppose first let's take the John. So first is John. So item is John. Okay, item is John. So John is 4. So that is element length is 4. Okay, and element length is 4 here. So I'll just write element length is 4. Okay, and longest length word is 0. Longest length word is 0. So I'm checking element length is greater than longest length. That is element length is greater than longest length, which is true. True, which is true because 4 is greater than 0. So 4 is greater than 0 means whatever length of element, that will be assigned to longest length. So now longest length will become 4. Okay, now longest length will become 4. Okay, fine. Now next it will go next iteration. So next iteration means another item. Another item means hello. So hello it will take. So now longest length is 4, right? So in this loop only it will go. So next loop. So my here in this stage length is 4, right? Longest length. I'll just write LL, longest length. It's 4. And here we are taking, next time we are taking hello. Hello as length of 5, right? And longest length is 4. So longest length hello is 5. So basically element length this time is 5. So 5 is greater than 4, longest length. So it is true because now it will take element length will be 5 and longest length will be 4. So it will true because 5 is greater than 4. So now longest length will be 5. Okay. Next again it will take for next one. So next is orange. Orange is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6. So element length will be 6 and previous length will be 5. So this element length will become 6. Now next what happens? Element length is 9 and longest length is 6. So what happens here? Longest length is 6 means, and let's suppose I'm just writing here one more, let's suppose Pierce. Okay, so let's after orange let's see, go for Pierce. So orange is 5. So basically longest length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, right? So here let's suppose longest length is 6. Okay, updated. And now it came Pierce. So peer length is basically 4, right? So 4. So here element length will come as 4 now for peer. Okay, and longest length is 6. Now it will compare. Element length is 4 and longest length is 6. So basically element length is greater than longest length. No, because 4 is less than 6. So 4 is less than 6 means don't do anything. Just go for next iteration. So it will skip this 4 because this is not the longest. Before this only it was longest. So this is not the longest. It will go to next iteration. Next iteration again it will check. Okay, 6 is less than 9. So 9. So longest length word will be finally 9. Okay, so now it will return 9 as a output. So let's call this problem longest length word and let's pass this array. Okay, and let's store this result and console, just write length word is result. That's it. Why index? Oh, sorry, not npm. It's a node. Index 2.6. See, longest length of word is 9. Got it? Longest length of word is 9. If let's suppose someone will ask, okay, I want that word as well. So word as well means just return the items because that items only will be longest, right? So here longest word will be this one. Then longest item also will be item only, no? Okay, longest length will be item. So here we can just write let longest word is longest item, we can tell item. As of now we are just giving empty string because we don't know which item is longest. Now just print here return longest word, and then I'll just print in array, okay, comma longest item. Okay, now see what happens. Items also it will return. See, longest length is 9 and item was pineapple. Like that it will return. So two variable we can take. So we can return longest length as well, return longest word as well. Okay, so this is the steps. Understood? Or again I have to tell you? Do I have to repeat again or you understood? Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I didn't get you. Uh-huh. No, I didn't get you. Properly tell me what you are trying to tell. Pear is not inserted because pear is less than orange, right? Length of pear is less than orange. That's why if condition, if it is greater than only it will override here. How to take? Okay, not inserted in this length. Okay, wait 1 second. Wait. I'll explain you once again. Okay, 1 second. I'll explain you one more time. Okay, so let's take one more example. Okay, so let's see John. So first we are taking John. Okay, so I'll do one thing. I'll just divide this. Okay, then one new window. Okay, see here both screen can able to see. Okay, see. So basically first we are calling the method and we are passing John, hello, orange, pears and pineapple. Okay, so here basically word list will be, I'll just write word list will be here, these all values. I'll explain you one by one, step by step. Okay, so word list will be this. Okay, longest length. So longest length by default it is 0. So longest, haha, see, longest. See, I'll tell you. See, first of all, we are taking one array, right? In this array, we don't know which is the longest one, right? We don't know normally. Because if we pass to this function, we don't know. First of all, we don't know which is the longest one. So if we don't know the longest length, then I'll create one first variable, and that only I'll make as longest length is 0. Means I'm telling, okay, 0 is the longest one now. Because I don't have idea this time. Got it? Starting of the function, I don't have idea. Means what, it will go till 100, it will go till 200, it will go till 500 or 90 or 10 or 12 or which is. I don't have idea. That's why I'm creating one variable that I am making at 0, and I'm telling it, okay, 0 is the longest one. Just telling. So this is basically the actual output length. So I'm just telling this variable as 0 is the longest one. At first I am trying to write in first before executing the program. And longest item also I don't know which is the longest. From this array, which is the longest item? I don't know. So I'm just making longest item. Longest item as empty because I don't know which is the one. Now this 2 is done. Now next for loop will start. Now we are going to do loop to this array because now we are going to check each element of the array. So I'll just write first iteration. First iteration, that is 0th. So 0th index is nothing but it's a John, right? It's a John. Understood now? This you understood? 0th index is John. So first iteration is 0 because this John has 0 index, right? So first it will take first element, then it will take second element, then it will take third element, then it will take fourth element, then it will take 5 element. Okay, we took John. So this is the first iteration. So first iteration, longest length is 0, longest item is empty, and first it will take John. So here item will be John basically, right? So which is item will be John. So first item is John. So item dot length. So John dot length. So John dot length is nothing but it's a 4, right? So this time I'm storing into element length. So I'm storing into element length. So element length is, what is the John length? John dot length is nothing but it's a 4, right? This much is understood. This line, till this line you understood. You're just calculating the length of the item and storing into one variable. So John it will go. So John has 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 it will store in element length. That much you understood. Okay, now still it is John only, right? Still it is John only. Now see, element length is what? 4, right? Longest length word is what? 0, right? So next we are comparing with element length is, again I'll copy paste, checking, check, element length greater than longest length word. That means element length is 4, which is greater than longest length is what? 0, right? Now longest length is 0 and element length is 4. So 4 greater than 0. That's a true. So if it is true, then what happens? If it is true, this if condition becomes true, which will go inside the if condition. Now what happens? We are doing longest length word, we are assigning the value of element length. Means basically we are taking the element length value and we are storing into longest length. So longest length was basically previously 0. Now longest length word becomes element length, right? Now longest length becomes element length. So longest length word becomes 4 because element length is nothing but it's a 4. So now longest length changed from 0 to 4, right? Now next, longest item becomes item. So basically item is what? John. So I'll write longest item is nothing but John. So this is one iteration. Got over? So in this, after one iteration, what is the value? After first iteration, okay, after first iteration, longest length word value is 4 and our longest item is John. This is the value after longest, after first iteration, right? After completing first iteration, longest lead word became 4 and longest item became John. Okay, now next iteration, second iteration. So in second iteration, nothing but it will take second value, right? Hello. So hello. So see, again it will go to here. It won't start from here. It will start from this for loop. Okay. So again now again it will check. Okay, this line. Element length will become item dot length. Item is nothing but, so second iteration, what is the item? Item is hello. Right? Second iteration. Because second iteration is hello. So item is hello. Now what is element length? Element length will be item dot length. So element length will be, what is that item dot length? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So element length will be 5. Okay, next line. Next line. Element length is greater than longest length. So I'm just checking. Okay, again check. Okay, this time tell element length is basically 5, which is greater than longest length word. What is the longest length word now? 4, right? So 4, right? So element length is definitely greater than 4. This is also true, right? True. So if it is true, then what happens? Longest length will become element length now. Now the element length is what? 5. So now what happens? Longest length will become, again it will override. It will take the new value, right? So this time longest length will become 5 and longest item will become whatever item is there. So it will become hello. Got it? Now after second iteration, longest length is 5 and longest item is hello. Fine. Now in third iteration. Third iteration. So third iteration, what is the third iteration means? Orange, right? Third iteration item is orange. Fine. So item is orange. So next element length. Element length will be orange. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So element length is 6. Fine. Element length is 6. Now again checking. Element length is greater than, check. Again check. Element length is greater than. So this time element length is how much? 6. Right? But longest length is how much after second iteration? Longest length is 5. Right? 5. So which is true. So when it is true, that time what happens? It will again override the longest length and longest item. Now longest length will be 6, right? And longest item will be orange. It will override. So new value both got. Okay, now next step. So after third iteration, longest length will be 6 and longest item will be orange. This much you understood? Okay, now let's go for fourth iteration. Here you have to observe properly. So fourth iteration, in fourth iteration what will happen? Item will be pairs, right? So calculate element length. So element length will be 4, right? Now again check. Fine. So element length is basically 4. We are checking with a greater than, and longest length is what? 6, right? Longest length is 6. 4 is greater than 6. No, false. So when false will happen, this condition won't get satisfied, then it will come till last. It won't go inside. So last means again it will go to next iteration, right? It will go to next iteration. So it will become false. So it won't go to if condition. So same longest length will be there. So after fourth iteration also longest, because means pairs is not a longest one. So previous whatever longest length was there, that only will be there. Because we didn't override longest length, because didn't get satisfied one if condition. That's why longest length will be the same, right? Now again, now in fifth iteration, now see, fifth iteration item is basically pineapple. Pineapple, right? So element length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, right? And we are checking. So checking element length. So element length is basically 9, which is greater. I'm checking with longest length. So longest length after fourth iteration is 6. So basically 9 is greater than 6. That is true. So true means what will happen? Longest length and longest item will get override. So longest length will be, I'll just copy this and I'll paste it here. So this time longest length will be element length, right? Because longest length I'm writing to element length. So element length is 9. So longest length will become 9 and longest item will become whatever item is there now. So item is pineapple. So it will become pineapple. Fine. So next time iteration fails because it's end of the array. So after fifth iteration, longest length will be 9 and longest item will be pineapple. This is the output. Understood now? Like this we have to iterate. Got it? Once you will iterate like this, no, then you will understand what exactly everything is happening. Like this you will understand the properly program. Okay, which condition got fail, false, which condition got true, what each variable value, why I taken this two word, because see, I don't know which word is longest, I don't know which item is longest, right? So simply I took some default value, 0 and empty. Now once the loop will happen, then it will override, both variable will override. So first time it got override with John, because first time we are not knowing, because other element was also there. So first time we made it as 4 and item as John. Second iteration again we made it as 5, item as hello. Third iteration again we made it as 6, item as orange. Fourth iteration we made it, fourth iteration was pears, which is less than orange or 6. Then we skipped. Again fifth iteration, 6 was greater than 9 was greater than 6. Then length became 9 and item became pineapple. That's it. Understood? Properly? Okay, I'll paste this both the solution. Okay, so next we'll go for next problem. Okay, so like this you have to write some steps and then you have to start creating. Okay, now see, write a function to add all the element of given array and return the result. Means what I'm telling one function I have to write, right? So basically I have to create a function. So which adds all the element of given array. So I'll write name as addition of array, like that I can create a name. Okay, and which takes array element. Given array means basically it takes input as array and returns the result, means sum of the, so returns sum. So this much is the answer. So what I'll do, I'll just create, because I don't know what is the sum, I don't know. So first sum I don't know means I'll create one variable. Let's suppose one variable I'll create sum, which I'll make it as because first of all I don't know, so I'll make first sum as 0. Now next what I'll do, I'll loop it. So I'll loop to array. Okay, and taking each element, I'll take each element and I'll try to add with sum, because sum is 0, so 0 plus 34 is 34. Again 30, sum will become 34, so again 34 plus 67, 67 plus 39, 39 plus means whatever sum is there, that plus 65, whatever sum is there, that plus 23, like that. So whatever total final sum will be there, that sum will return. That's it. Update the sum on each iteration. Fine, so let's do it. So next we'll go for problem. So I'll write function addition of array, which takes array length, right? So list of number. Okay, like this we have to define. Okay, now list of numbers. So this is array basically. Now what happens, I'll just create one sum variable. So I'll make it 0 because I don't know what is the total, because I have not added only. So that's why I'm making it as default as 0. Now I'll do for loop. So for let item of list of number. So I'll loop to this array, and item is nothing but it's a each element, right? So each element I'll add it to sum because sum is 0. So I'll just write sum equal to sum plus item. That's it. So each iteration, it will get added, and completion of that iteration, I'll just return sum. That's it. Because after loop will complete, then sum will be added, and then at last, after coming out of the for loop, sum will have some value. So that will be the value. So just addition of array, and we'll just pass the value. Fine. Just pass the value, and it will return sum. So we'll restore into result and just console the sum of element of array is, sorry, result. That's it. This we have to comment. Okay, now let's call, see, 228. So whatever addition is there, that became 228. This much only the problem. Understood this problem? Each time 34 will take as item and 34 will be added to sum. So 34, so sometimes 0 plus 34, so which is equal to 34. Now next iteration sum is nothing but, again I'm adding to sum only. So sum became 34. Now next iteration sum is 34 already. Now again next item is 67. So sum equal to sum plus. So sum is 34. So 34 plus 67. Whatever will come, it will store again to sum. Again it will go to next iteration. Again that much plus 39. Again it will store into back to sum only. So every time sum is getting updated. So at last completion of this for loop, sum will have some value. So that was 228, right? So 228, right? So that's why it's returning the value sum, and then that result I am storing into result variable and printing. That's it. That much only. Understood this problem? Like this only iteration you have to write and you have to do. Okay? Okay. Next. Next, see, write a function that takes string and capitalize the first letter of the string. It's very, very easy. See how much easy it is. See, one function you have to create, right? One function you have to create. So what is that? Capitalize, basically we have to do. So I'll just write function create. I think caps lock on is there. So I'll just name it as capital word, something like that. I'll write the name. Okay, capital word which takes string as a input. So input as string, right? One input it will take. Put as string. So I have to make capitalize as a first letter, right? So capitalize the first letter, already we know string of I, string of O, something like that will be there, right? Or we can split it and we can do it. That is also one proper format is there, right? So like this we can take it up. Okay, so let's check this. So I'll comment this. Okay, and I'll paste this problem. So let's create a function. Function capital word. Okay, it will take a string. So basically I'll just write word. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to convert this first character, okay, to uppercase, right? To uppercase. So how I can take? So basically first what I'll do, I will just write let, because first character, how I can get? Capital letter equals, I'll just write what is that, word of 0, because word of 0 is nothing but p. So word of 0 dot 2 uppercase. Okay, word of 0 is 2 uppercase. So basically word of 0 is p. So p2 uppercase. So one letter to we have got. Now remaining letter we have to get. Right, so remaining letter we have to get it from here to here, right? So what I'll do, I'll just do slice. So let remaining letter equal to, what I'll do, again I'll do the same word dot slice starting from 1, okay, ending to which, ending to string length. So string length is word dot length. So till that, slice all the variable, right? Slice all the data. Now I'll just, means it will slice from here to here and it will store into remaining letter. Now capital letter you have, remaining letter you have, just bind it. So I'll just print here, here only I'll print console.log capital letter plus remaining letter. Let's see what is the output. Let's call this capital word with purple. Let's see. See, done. Any doubt here? Shall I explain once again? Okay, see. So what I'm doing, basically I'm taking this word, right? You have already known of the method, already known of string, how to access each character. That is word of 0 is P, word of 1 is U, word of 2 is R, correct? You know this, you know this. Now they are telling capitalize the first letter. First letter means you have to capitalize the first P. So basically first we can get with 0. So word of 0 dot 2 uppercase. If you'll do anything with 2 uppercase, it will convert into capital. So capital letter will be, this output will be capital, right? Now one to word, one letter you have out it from this word, correct? Now other remaining we have to out. So remaining out means slice method is there. Slice method will work with what? It will work like, it will work start index comma stop index, right? Stop, but excluding a stop index, right? We have already studied slice means stop. It will not exclude, it will exclude that stop. So basically start index, because already 0th position to have taken. Now starting from 1 position only have to take, no? So start index will be 1. So that's why I've written 1. And end index we don't know, because end index, this is purple, that's why it is having what? 5. Other than purple we can have this one also. Pineapple also we can have, right? So if I'll count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I can write here instead of word dot length, I can write here 6, right? So that skip the 6 and return till 5. So it will return till this much. But this will get fail when this purple will replaced with pineapple. Why? Because see, when it will come to pineapple, then what happens? P will get and 1. So 1 to 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So only this much it will take. Right, so that's why I'm telling complete length. So whatever is there, just get the length. So instead of this 6, we'll just write word dot length. So word dot length is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6. So 6 is from starting from 1 to 6. So 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6 excluding, because already we know stop index will exclude, right? So it will come from 0 to 5. So it will capture 0 to 5 in remaining letter. So now one side P is there and one side UPLE, something is there, purple, right? PURPLE. So URPLE will be there. So P and URPLE will combine with plus symbol, because plus is used for concatenation and both are string. So it will concatenate. So P plus URPLE. That's it. Got it? So using two methods, you have solved this problem. So like this only you have to solve the problem. Okay. Next is write a function that takes a string, and a character as input. Means two things. One is string and one is character, right? as an input and returns number of times, yes, purple. Okay, tell me. Okay, okay, sorry. Tell me. What dot length? What dot length? Okay. If I'll take word dot to uppercase, no, word dot to uppercase, what will happen? It will convert entire into uppercase. Got it? It will convert like this, P-U-R-P-L-E. So that is wrong, no, because I'm just telling first letter to capital. So that's why first letter we can get with word of 0, right? String access. Got it? Which you have done. You have not executed, that's why you did mistake. If you could execute, you could get to know like what is the output. Okay, that's what I have done. Okay, next. Okay, so next what we are going to tell, write a function that takes a string and a character as an input. So basically we have to create a function which takes two input. One is string, so string is something like this, and another is one letter, right? One letter like this, okay, as a input. So function will take two input. So what you have to return? Return the number of times the character appears in that string. Means whatever the character I'm passing, how many times the character is repeated in that string. Okay, how many times the character is repeated in that string. Fine. So this you have to calculate. Got it? So how you will calculate? Tell me what is the logic you will apply. So first of all, what you will do? You will take this character and you will find the uh, either you can find the index of. So index of if you will do, or else you can loop this string. You can loop this string and you can compare with this letter, right? If that first character is matching to this letter, I'll increment the count. Like that I can do, right? So I'll just go and right, but before that I'll just do some search. So function get length of character. Okay, I'll just write like that and I'll take string. So first is string, so I'll just write word as a first and char as a character as a second. Okay, now let's take now word. So what I'll do, first I'll loop the word. Okay, so first I'll loop the word. Okay, let I equal to 0, I less than word dot length I plus plus. Okay, and let's print it. Okay, so I'll just try to console dot log word of I. So let's see what is printing. Okay, so let's call this get length of character. I'll just pass as hello. Okay, to hello and character as L. So let's check what is it's printing. See, so it's printing one by one, HELLO, right? So now what I have to do? I have to find whether this L is matching with H, matching with E, matching with L, matching with L, matching with O. So whenever it get matched, that increase one counter. So one counter I'll write. Let count of char means the character, okay, will be 0. So first I don't know, so simply I'm giving 0. Now what I'll do, I'll just write if word of I is equals character. If it is equals character, that means just increment the count. So count plus plus, that's it, right? Count plus plus. If it is not equal, don't increment the count. So see, first H will come. H is not equal to character, means H is not equal to L. So don't increment the counter. Counter will be still 0. So counter not count of char basically. count of cat. So basically 0, again E will come. So E is not equal to character, again it will be 0. L will come. L is equal to character, so increment 1. So count of character will become 1 from 0 to 1. Again next L. L is equal to L, so that means true. So again true means again increment. So it will become 1 to 2. Again it will come O. So O is not equal to L. So final it will not increment. Now it will get over because all we have completed. Now count of character whatever is left is there, that we will return. That's it. And we will store this to variable result. Console.log result. The character repeated in string is result. See, 2. If we give other than L, if we give O, then it will return 1 because O is only 1. Okay, fine. Got it? So this much only. All are like similar type only. See, once you understand means everything you can do. Got it? So these are the only one. Now next we'll go for another one. So this is so simple, right? The function that takes string and return the count of word. So you have done this proper only, but you have just done the split. After split, you have to just write the length of the array. That's it. So you have left that. See what you have done. You have done, like, let's suppose, how are you? Right. This is your string. Correct. So I have done. Let's suppose I am just storing into let str equals. Okay, so I wanted to write the how many words are there here, right? So first I'll do a split. So I'll just write let splitted word equals str dot split with space, because space split with a space, though it will become 3. So this will return you like this. How are you? So basically this array has 3 number. Length is 3. So just you'll write console.log the length of word inside string is, just write splitted word dot length. That's it. Done. Your problem is done. But this much you have done, but you have not done this line. Dot length you have not done. I'm telling you to ask to find out the length only, no? Takes the string and return the count of the word, means same length of the word. How many words are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So output is 5. Fine, understood. Problems? How to tackle, how to solve. Step by step you have to write, you have to understand. See, in this only you should understand like what I have to do. Okay, so always go for the problem. Read the problem first, what it's taking, what is the format, whether you have to create a function, how many parameter it will take, what parameter it will take, whether it takes array, whether it takes a string. Okay, those all things. Now inside what I can do, so after that I have to loop so that I can get this. So all those things, logic, you have to write it in your notebook, in your mind, and then you go and implement this as it is in the code. Got it? So I'll just on comment all and I'll paste this to that problem. Okay, in the document I'll paste, so that in future if you want you can just check this. So I'll remove this all, these all are wrong. Okay, I'll paste this like this. Okay, so I pasted all the problems. You just check which problems have which solution, you can write it there. And this iteration I'm pasting it so that you will get some iteration. So where I'll paste this iteration, I'll paste it here after longest word. Here I'll paste. Explanation of iteration. Okay, so this much I have pasted. So you just see and understand. So basically now also your work is to understand the problem which I have done. That much also you'll understand. No, now it will be easy for you later to do. Just map this problem. Don't as it is leave it because I have solved it. Okay, leave it. He solved it because these are only the times I know why I solved this today because I know this is very difficult for you as a starting journey of the programming. It is really difficult for you. That's why you tried something, but you tried from Google. That I don't know. That I don't need. I need like whether at least you understood the problem or not. Last week only I told you, just try to understand the problem, what exactly the problem is. I know you can't solve this as it is because this is not the stage for you to solve easily. But at this stage, you have to understand the problem. At least if you could tell me these steps, no, when I asked you, okay, tell me what steps you will use to solve this. At least that much if you understand, no, that is more than enough. Okay, slowly you will write, you will practice all this one, no, then you will understand, okay, where to what to apply. See, now problem comes and I applied same thing whatever you have studied. Nothing I applied any new thing, right? All are studied things only. This comparison operator studied things only. This here I applied what is that iteration I did. Here I applied something see, plus I applied, loop I applied, right? Here I applied uppercase, this also studied, slice also studied. So everything by checking all the concepts I have created this by myself, this problem, so that nothing will be there from which you are not studied. Okay, fine. Okay, Amma. So go through this problem once again, go through this solution once again, try yourself which way you can solve it. Okay, or try to understand this, execute it, check the iteration, write this type of things. Basically in starting you have to write this type of iteration for every problem, like how the first iteration what will happen, second iteration what will happen, third iteration what will happen, which is variable will get updated. So this also makes your programming concept strong. Okay, fine. Okay.